I start with very recognisable fixed images, attractive kind of aspirational images that I take from holiday brochures or property magazines. And then I kind of disassemble them in a way. I kind of sort of take them to pieces. So I'm producing something, it's almost like a new fantasy, but it's a fantasy that doesn't quite have the sort of conviction of its sources. It's the platitudes of advertising, the manipulative devices of consumerism that form the basis of my work. Whether it be in terms of sort of found objects or just in the sort of spaces of selling, the department stores, the malls that we're constantly sort of moving through. And I think ultimately I'm interested in the sort of the power of the suburban lifestyle aspirations that I mean we all kind of know are untrue, but you somehow can't help but respond to on some level. It's almost like the process of aspiring is maybe even more important than actually getting them. It's the actual desire is just a very positive experience. For me, paint is the perfect medium because on the one hand it's a very seductive sort of sensual thing, but on the other hand it's subject to accidents and flaws, and in many ways that kind of serves my purpose really well because it exposes the falsity of the narratives that I'm looking at, and things happen that you just would never expect or plan. That's just the nature of the medium. So I have two works in the show. Pipe Dreams and Sweet Sweet Bulbs was originally part of a series entitled Dream of a Thousand Suburbs, and I've taken that quote from J.G. Ballard's last book, Kingdom Come, which is basically the story of a murder in a gigantic shopping mall. All the works in the series were about the spaces of selling. There's always a danger with making the kind of work that I make, that people might just take them at face value and just accept the fantasy that I'm offering. And the titles really point towards this, anticipate the fall. I guess in some ways I'm looking to offer a kind of a felt reality, really, a sort of emotional sort of fantasy that requires a different kind of participation, understanding on the part of the viewer. I take a long time to make a work, and it's kind of quite painful, really, and it's just like I find it very difficult making work in a sense. It's just like this struggle that goes on and on and on. Philip Guston once sort of talked about doubt becoming a form, and that kind of really sort of explains the way I work. You know, I kind of worry away at an image, and there's never really any end to it. I kind of just stop when time runs out, I guess. There's always going to be that one next mark that would make the image make sense, which obviously it never does, and it's only really with distance or with hindsight that I can step back and actually understand what I was doing.